G'day there guys, and welcome back to another episode of r/AmITheA, where we ask the age-old question of, is it morally right to continue to press charges against a 16-year-old? Now if you love today's bloody good content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and get ready for it. Let's go. Am I the asshole for refusing to drop charges against a 16-year-old? So my brother, who is 17, lives with me and my husband full-time since our parents passed away in an accident last February. He's a great kid, but losing our parents made him a quiet, sad young boy. I've tried to encourage him to attend therapy so he can work on his grief, but he has refused every single time, telling me that he's not ready yet. I get it. Everyone works at their own pace, and as long as he's not deliberately hurting himself, I won't pressure him. I try to be as involved in his life as I can be without it being overwhelming. We both enjoy movie nights or binge-watch shows on the weekends, and he also helps my husband with his old car. Before our parents' passing, my brother had a girlfriend who was 16. She seemed like a good kid too, but after the funeral, my brother decided that being in a relationship wasn't what he needed at the time, and he broke up with her. Which was totally valid. But she didn't take it good and was sure that my brother only needed some love to heal. Last month, she began to drop letters and gifts to our door, and my brother refused to open them every single time. She used to message and call him too, and I could see the distress on my brother's face. The worst thing happened last Friday. It was my brother's birthday, and my husband and I decided to take him out, and when we got back, he went into his room, and as soon as he did, his ex came down running. Now, his ex had found her own way into my house and had arranged his room with photos of him with her, their friends, and our family, put up some balloons, and was waiting for him with a cake. Mind you, this is creepy as all hell, so while my husband entertained her, I called the police and they took her away for trespassing on private property. My brother is thankful, but my husband and the kid's parents are sure that I'm overreacting, and that I should just drop the charges because she's trying to do something nice. And a little update, I just talked to my brother, and we agreed on getting a restraining order no matter what. He'll be switching rooms since he told me that he can't sleep there anymore, and our guest room is a bit smaller, but he says that he doesn't care. That's it for now. He hasn't said anything about therapy or dropping the charges. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. The charges are serious, and since they did find her inside my house, she doesn't have a way out of it. It won't only affect her now, but also in the future, and she's still so young. Now in the comments, not the asshole. If the gender roles were reversed, I'm sure nobody would be okay with this happening. She's refusing to respect a firm boundary that has been set. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And OP replies, yeah, my brother isn't a small guy, and he came down terrified. I don't want him to feel unsafe in his own home. They think that since I'm a girl, I should see his ex's point of view. I'm also a woman, and I think this shady, creepy behavior needs to be dealt with no matter who. People often dismiss these types of things when the more perceived harmless one is the one acting out of line. Not the asshole. Let's do the gender reverse test. A 16-year-old boy is broken up with by his girlfriend and sends her a bunch of letters, gifts, and eventually breaks into her house and bedroom. She's turned into a stalker OP, and you need to protect your brother from her. Not the asshole. That's stalking. It doesn't matter how sweet her intentions are, that is what she's doing. Her youth and femininity do not give her a pass. She was told to stop, she did not. Instead, she displayed a clear pattern of escalating behavior. There's no reason to believe that she won't decide to take it further if she gets away with this. This is a life lesson that she needs to learn. It doesn't matter how harsh anyone else thinks it is, you don't break into someone's home and play victim when there are consequences. And our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for not accepting my sister's relationship with my ex despite her having cancer as a teenager? My father married my stepsister's mother when I was 4 and she was 3. We've lived together most of our lives and are a family. She and I were extremely close. She developed cancer when she was 14 and was sick for about 2 years. She has since made a full recovery, and during that time, my parents became understandably overprotective. They also asked a lot of me. I quit my extracurriculars so I could get a job. The money went towards her medical bills, and so I could drive her to appointments. I didn't go to dances, and any fun activities I did needed to include her. I did almost all of this willingly, the exception being having to quit my high school volleyball team. I did throw a bit of a tantrum about that, but was swiftly punished. And I think having one emotional breakdown was pretty chill given the circumstances. Anyhow, I go to college and I meet my ex, we'll call him Ben, when I'm a junior. We fall in love, blah blah blah. He and I move in together when we graduate, so we've been living together for about 3 years. We were serious until July, when I walked into my bedroom and saw him screwing my sister. I broke it off, tears were shed, he moved out, etc. My sister apologized at first, but then she backed off. I thought she was giving me space, but last week she called and asked if we could meet up. She told me that she and Ben were in love and were just telling me as a courtesy before they started posting photos online. Distraught, I left her in the restaurant by herself and did not pay my portion of the bill. She later Venmo'd me asking for the money. She told my parents, who then called me to their house, telling me how disappointed in me they are for not supporting my sister's relationship with Ben. They brought up the fact that because she had cancer as a teenager, she never learned proper social etiquette and has a hard time meeting people. I don't buy this, in part because I've seen her socialize just fine, and since we spent a good chunk of the time she was sick together, that would also mean that I should have bad social skills as well, by that logic. They then told me that if I don't accept my sister and Ben's relationship, they may have to go no contact with me. I reminded them that I'm also their daughter, and they should understand my point of view, but they are adamant that this is about me being jealous of her. For the record, I am not jealous of her. I'm not upset that Ben picked her over me. I'm sad about the end of the relationship, and I do feel betrayed, but Lord knows that I don't want to be with a cheater. What I'm upset about is the fact that my sister chose Ben over me, that she slept with Ben knowing he and I were in a long-term committed relationship, and continues to be with him knowing how much it hurts me. Now no one in my immediate family is talking to me, and I'm getting messages from aunts and uncles and cousins telling me that I'm an asshole and a selfish tramp. Now in the comments, Talia says, "Not the asshole. Your parents are enablers. Cancer as a teen did not shrink wrap her and isolate her from the entirety of human morals and values forever and ever. Amen." From what you describe, it sounds disturbingly like you've been deemed the cannon fodder of the family. Take some time for yourself and put them on the back burner. The audacity of her parents to think that OP should get over it and accept the new relationship. She walked in on her partner and sister. I'm sure stepmom wouldn't take it lightly if she walked in on his dad doing his sister-in-law. Cancer schmancer. Not only that, but excusing it because she never learned social etiquette. I'm pretty sure even a child who was raised by wolves could figure out that screwing your sister's boyfriend is a no-no. Not the asshole. I had cancer as a teenager, and I've managed not to have sex with either of my siblings' partners, weirdly enough. OP replies, "Maybe you're on a different treatment plan." God, you're right. It'll be the socialized healthcare stopping me from living this timeline. Also, I really am very sorry that your entire family are terrible. You are handling this with the grace that few could manage. And OP replies, "Oh, don't you worry, I'm totally falling apart right now. I just have a dark sense of humor and have no choice but to keep going with my life." And someone replies to OP, "Listen, Lost Papaya, you are objectively a hot, classy lady from this story alone. You have not called out your parents, sister, or ex on social media yet. You clearly have not mass texted relatives what's up yet. Instead, you got up from the table and left your sister with a bill. That's hot, strong girl crap right there." I also think hot girl crap is calling them all out for the bullcrap, laying down a mean no-contact ultimatum, and then running off into the wilderness for a few days without your phone for sanity. But I'm not close to anyone involved, and of course, I can burn bridges with total internet strangers. And now back to the post. Edit. Thank you everyone so much for your comments. This has gotten more attention than I expected, and I'm having trouble keeping up. So if I don't say thank you, then thank you. I've been given a lot of food for thought. To be honest, while I've had moments where I've been resentful or upset about my teenage years, I've always thought that I did the right thing for my sister and for my family, and that time wasn't all miserable. I was very close to my sister, and we made things as fun as we could, but I didn't think of it as an abdication of my parents' responsibilities, or that they were doing wrong by me, which many of you pointed out. I definitely have a lot to think about. Thank you again for making me feel less crazy about all of this. And if you guys thought that was over, oh god no. Update. Sometimes you can only laugh. Just got off the phone with my cousin who saw this post, and he could explain a few things. I asked him why he was on Reddit instead of school, and he asked me why I was on Reddit instead of work, and I said touché. He told me that after my conversation with my mum, she went to his house and talked to my aunt. And here's the deal. Turns out my sister is not only in a relationship with Ben, but 4 months pregnant, which means her and Ben were banging for longer than I had even guessed. Apparently, my parents are so adamant that I forgive her because I'm already ruining their experience of their first grandchild. That's right, I'm less important than my stepmom posting ultrasounds to Facebook. This is where we're at. Anyhow, I called out of work sick for the rest of the day, and I'm going to drink a lot of alcohol. Like, a lot of alcohol, and then start thinking about what the hell I'm going to do. And from me to you, OP, I wish you all the best in that. That sounds worse than being in the first round of Squid Game. And Lord knows that I wouldn't know what to do either in this situation, let alone the first round of Squid Game. I hope you find happiness. And our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for never visiting or calling my parents after they abandoned me? My parents told me, 20 female, that I'm no longer welcome to live at home once I turned 18 since I'm an adult. I go to college across the country and I never call or visit them. Every long weekend and holiday break, when every other student goes home to their families, I stay at school or go and hang out at my friends with their families. During summer vacation, I travel with my friends around the country or do some summer study abroad. My parents complain bitterly to our extended family that their only child never wants to see or talk to them. The way I see it, they disowned me and abandoned me when I turned 18. I have no interest in seeing them. They showed they don't actually care about me or want me as a daughter, so I'll stay with my friends who actually have good parents and who are appalled by my own parents. Or I'll travel the world instead. I don't need my parents, and they clearly don't want me as their daughter. Am I the asshole for not calling or visiting? And edit, for those asking, I have a full academic scholarship that pays for my college and summer stipend to study abroad and travel. My friends' parents also treat me like their kid now, and I travel with my friends. My parents said that I'm not welcome to live at home in the summer, and I never visit either. Now in the comments, your parents be like, you can't come back. And you reply, alright, I don't come back. Parents, surprised Pikachu face. Not the asshole. This happened to my friends in high school. They were twins, and on their 18th birthday, their parents said that they were moving to Florida in 2 weeks and not taking them. The house was already sold. We still had 6 more months of high school. My friends couch surfed for months, and their parents are still shocked years later that their kids disowned them, and how could they do this? I actually have my own story like that. When I was growing up on my original street, 2 doors down from me, this friend that I had that was much older than me, well, his mum decided that as soon as the sister, who was younger than that guy, had turned 18, she was just packing up ship and moving to the other side of the country. So yeah, for me that was like, whoa, what is going on? How can she just leave you guys like that? Starting life again in Perth. You love to see it. Definitely was a shock to the system for those two, that's for sure. Not the arsehole. You can't just kick out someone fresh out of high school to fend for themselves like that, and then get mad when they don't visit. And OP replies, I want nothing to do with them because they clearly just saw me as a burden to discard when I turned 18. Otherwise, I'd be living with them like all the kids with normal parents are right now. Keep doing you. My mum did the same thing to me, which forced me to enlist in the Air Force. Yeah, my life turned out alright, and I still see them from time to time, but we are definitely not as close as we could have been. Yep, I really never want to see them. This is what they get for abandoning me. Not the asshole. Your parents basically threw you out. There is this incredibly damaging idea that kicking kids out when they turn 18 or finish high school will build character and make them independent. But it's wrong and misguided. Stay away, go where love and respect is given freely to you. Blessings forever. And our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for refusing to stop seeing my granddaughter despite my son's wishes? So my son, 40, is what people call a ladies' man. I had no problem with it until last year when he got a girl 20, pregnant, because he said that condoms don't work for him, so they had unprotected sex. When he found out about the baby, he blocked the mum and ghosted her for a month. He came to tell me about it, and one of his baby mums reached out again, saying that he didn't have to care for the baby, but that he had to pay child support. I was shocked and told him that he could either step up or not, but that I would have a relationship with the child because it is my only grandchild. He chose not to step up and tried to fight child support, but a month ago he was placed on it. Now that my granddaughter Lily is born, I've been helping her pay for everything because her mum is in college and my son quit his job, so payments would go down. I am very disappointed in him. I watch Lily during her mum's classes and pay for her to have a nanny so the mum can work hard to get her degree. Money is no problem for my family, but my son is very angry that I'm helping them out. He says that they should not get my money, and that if the mum needed help, then she should have aborted it. I told him that I will continue to help them because my granddaughter is innocent in this, and that he was the one who refused to wear a condom, so they should not have their life ruined. He said that it's either him or them, and I said that I would always help my granddaughter. He has stopped talking to me, and my daughter said that I went too far and that I should just cut ties with them. Am I the asshole for helping them against my son's wishes? Now in the comments, not the asshole, but your son is a giant asshole. He is entitled and selfish and frankly creepy that at 40 he knocked up a 20-year-old. He needs to grow up. I would disinherit him in a heartbeat, write a will that cannot be challenged, and make sure to get an attestation from a medical professional stating that you were of sound of mind when the will was drafted. This, OP, it sounds like your son has written himself out of the will. Continue to give your granddaughter all the love and support in the world, and good on you for rightfully placing the blame on your son instead of putting the baby's mother down like a lot of people do in situations like this. I can't get over how awful your son is being. He's behaving the way that I'd expect a 15-year-old to, not a man almost 3 times that age. He's the asshole for having sex with a 20-year-old when he's 40, he's the asshole for pulling the whole condoms don't work thing, he's the asshole for ghosting the mum, he's the asshole for fighting child support, he's the asshole for quitting his job to lower his child support, and honestly, how does he think that's going to work? It's just going to go back up when he gets a new job. He's the asshole for making you choose between him and your granddaughter, and he's the asshole for trying to control how you spend your money. I think he wins my biggest asshole of the year award because, wow, dude. You are an amazing person for stepping in and helping the mum with childcare so she can finish her degree. That alone will set your granddaughter up for so much success because her mum will have much better opportunities in life. A woman's life shouldn't end just because she gets pregnant unexpectedly and young. But too often, mothers are put in impossible situations. What you are doing is invaluable, and I hope you continue. And, since your son seems to have taken out the trash, I hope you can get closer with your granddaughter's mom and involve her in the family so she has a bigger support net. Not the asshole OP. And, again, please write an ironclad will that takes your son out completely and gives his whole portion to that innocent baby girl that he so callously abandoned. Anyway guys, I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. If you did like it, tell me what you thought about it down in the comments below, and make sure to just interact with everyone in this community. I love each and every one of you that I get to see on a daily basis. And don't forget, if you are a Patreon subscriber, I love you. You're on the screen right now with the YouTube members as well. If you see yourself, give yourself a pat in the back. You guys help me continue this YouTube journey. You keep me going. I see you guys everywhere. I see your messages, and thank you so much for supporting me. I really love every single one of you. But with that all said, I'm going to be signing off now, guys. I hope you have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.